back to Tony's Empowering Ministries Table Talk 10, that is, and we are giving God thanks for being here another time. In spite of, a lot of videos may not be posting this recent because of, I would say technical problems. You understand, the camera was malfunctioning. Yes. So we're back with another videos, another empowering videos, another encouraging video to encourage someone out there. And we are here with no other person than, Evangelist Rosalie Manning. She was here before on this platform, but she's not here with her part 2. And trust me, there are some great experience and there are some great words that you people want to hear. You understand? And no persons out there will be saying, okay, yes, I've gone through the same and have the same experiences. Right. I have been through these things, at least I can sit here and see that this evangelist is going through something similar to what I'm going through. You understand? So she will now share 2 of her greatest experience, being a Christian. Over to you, Evangelist Manning.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Minister Brown, for having me on this platform once again. And to all my viewers, I greet you in the mighty name of Jesus.
There are a lot of comments, that I have gotten, that you must have gotten your part 1.
That's true.
Testimonies and stuff like that, and your encouraging words and stuff like that. Persons will be saying, okay, Sister Rosie, I'm blessed, I'm moved, I'm touched by your words, I'm touched by your testimony, I'm touched by your past, I'm touched by everything. Right. You understand? But now she's here for part 2 to share 2 of her greatest experience being a Christian. Over to you.
Right. So, number 1. I remember I got married when I was really young. Not really young, but yes, young. And I thought that, all was well and everything. Person was a Christian, I was a Christian, so, both of us trying to work. We're saying, all right, we're going to work for God and work together and build a family. Most important of all, having God in our lives and to build a family. But things start to go down the drain because some persons they get married for the wrong reason. No, and this is where things goes wrong when one person think, all right, I'm going to get married to this young lady or I'm going to get married to this young man because, the person have money or because, I just want to be pleased, pleasure-wise. And so I thought, and in myself, I thought that this person was the one. We both got a confirmation date, but sometimes I always say I didn't regret getting married because, of course, that marriage, taught me a lot of things so I can be experienced for my rightful husband. But then again, sometimes I have to wonder, did God really give me the date? Even though I am not ashamed of my past, but did God really give me the date, man of God? I start to question it and I start to think on things and wonder. Because after we got married, I realized he started asking me some questions that, if you really love someone, you're not supposed to be asking those questions. And it seems like he was being pushed by other persons in his family. A man, when you take up a woman and you leave your parents' home and you take that woman and you're building a home for yourself, it's not right of you now to be still clinging to your parents or your siblings, whatsoever they say, what's their suggestion, their ideas. It's up to you now as a man, right, to carry out your manhood, not to listen to anybody else, not even your friends. But of course, he started asking me about assets and all those things, so I realized that this is something wrong, and I remember replying and saying, no, I won't go into depth about certain things. I will just, try to cut certain things. And I remember too that we got pregnant and he was saying that he wanted a child. No, nothing is wrong because, we came on earth to multiply. But still, we have to make a plan as young people because he had a child already and I did have a child. So it's no rush to say, rushing to get another child. It's best to plan your way out because gone were the days when person have 7-10 pitney, right? And not schooling them, letting them get the proper education. And I wish for my children to get the proper education that I didn't receive, right?
So in the process when you wanted the child, was he a Christian? Were you guys Christian?
Yes, of course we were Christian because we got married. We both were Christians and we got married. So, I was saying that, I'm not really ready as yet, but then again, I wasn't taking any contraceptive, right? So, he was trying in myself. I wasn't trying, I was just saying that, if pregnancy comes, there's nothing I can do about it because it's my husband.
That's right.
But I remember now some remarks that the pass and it was saying that I'm a barren or if I'm taking pill and so forth, And I was saying no until it got out of hand and quarreling and stuff like that until I had to reach out to my leader. I had to reach out to my bishop, and I was saying to Bishop, that so and so is happening, and I'm not on any contraceptive whatsoever, But this man started to be calling me names now and saying that I'm barren and so forth. And it seems like to me, God wasn't pleased with what was going on. So
at the time when he was calling you barren and everything, how was the feeling? How did you feel?
I felt really bad because I didn't take any contraceptive. And I was saying to him, I'm not a barren because I have a child already. I have a child already and I know that this is my child.
Mm-hmm.
A woman is 100% sure that child is hers, When let me say, and a man will be 99.9% sure that he's the father, right? But nevertheless, right, after that now, it seems like God wanted to prove a point, right, to us. Because I'm not going to take myself out of it. I'm going to say to us, because even though it was him who was making the comments and so forth. So I felt away, right, and I took a pregnancy test and pop, I was pregnant. The same day I found out that I was pregnant, I went to work. And after I leave work, I was on my way back home. I was in a taxi. And where I lived, the road was bad, right? It's kind of country area, but not really deep country. So no minister, I come from deep country, but I'm still proud of my country. But nevertheless, the taxi fell in a pothole. And after it fell in a pothole, I could feel like something burst open inside of me, and I started to feel pain, but I was in the taxi, but so I wasn't really taking it. I was taking it lightly, even though I was feeling pain because it was just a simple pothole. So when I went home, I heard a voice say, "You need to check yourself." And when I checked myself, I wasn't well, and I went to the doctor. I lost the pregnancy right there and then. Then on top of that, when I left the hospital, the man still cursed me. Mm-hmm. On top of that, and I was in my pain, the man was still cursing me. So for me, I lost 4 pregnancies for that man.
Whoa.
And I remember a doctor was saying to me, right? It seems like as the man look on you, you get pregnant. Because she keeps seeing me more and more. You understand? For miscarriages. Right, that was what, and the biggest one that happened to me was the ectopic pregnancy.
Okay,
and that was the biggest one.
For those persons who don't know what ectopic pregnancy is, it means that when the baby goes outside the womb, right? Right,
and stuck in the tube. So yes. I now only have 1 tube. So
they cut one of the tube.
Yeah, they had to take out one, right? And after that again, I wasn't supposed to get pregnant so quickly, right? And I remember a month after that, a month or 2 months after that, I don't remember, but I know it wasn't 3 months. I was pregnant again, and that was a blighted ovum.
Okay, so after you guys you lost the child, ectopic pregnancy, right? So did you guys try to get back a child in that process after you lost after you went through the ectopic pregnancy?
Well, as I was saying, I wasn't planning on getting a child, but of course I'm married, I'm not using any protection because it's my husband, right? So even then, I wasn't thinking that, I was gonna get pregnant. But if you're having sex, then anything is possible. But if I got a child, I would be happy because I wasn't planning against that, and then he wanted a baby. So at the end of the day, even though I wasn't in my mind saying, all right, I'm gonna try, it just, I'm pregnant again. And that would still be a good thing because he needed a child, and of course I wanted my marriage to work. So you have to give and take, you have to compromise in certain things. So even though I was there saying, oh, I'm not ready for a child, I'm a wife now. And I have to subject to my husband. So if he's ready for a baby, and if he's saying no, you don't need to take any contraceptive, I am going to listen to my husband and don't take any contraceptive. Yeah. So there goes me again. Down memory lane, pregnant again. Another miscarriage. I remember I was in the theater, and I went to theater. And when I was there, I don't know if my body got so used to the drug that they put me asleep, but all I knew and remember is that I woke up. I could hear everyone around me talking and laughing and everything, and doctor still doing what he's supposed to do. And I was there and I said, I'm gonna speak the pattern now. Doctor, me not drop asleep. And I remember he said, hold her down. And I remember one nurse holding my right hand, one holding my left hand, and I was gone. Again, I don't know if they, what they did, but I know that I was gone. So that was one of the most terrible experiences.
And that experience, have you went back through that?
No, because after he left and so forth, my husband left on our anniversary day. Afterwards, I was there fixing up, right, prettying up for my husband and saying, yes, anniversary time and we're gonna enjoy ourselves and so forth. No.
So seeing that you were a Christian, how did you cope with this situation? Know that you were a Christian and you have to go through all these things in marriage. Was there any person at all who was a friend or a member of the church, person who was there to encourage you or something? Or you kept all this to yourself?
No, I didn't keep all this to myself because of course I'm a person that will speak out at times when I see that I will hold in things for a time. Mm-hmm. That's me, because I don't like to speak what I'm really going through, because I don't like to be ashamed. I don't like persons to judge me, or there are times sometimes they might speak of what you're going through, and then you realize that every Sunday persons call you by the altar to keep praying for you. I don't like that. Yeah. Pray for me in secret. You pray for me 1 or 2 times at the altar. Do not call me for 5-6 weeks. Every Sunday I'm at church. And then to me that becomes a burden, because every time I go to church, I'm being called every time to the altar. It's like I'm now the center of, I'm the attention. I'm the center of attraction. I'm something everybody to me seeing. No. I'm going through what I'm going through. A lot of persons don't know this, that when you show up persons, they hurt more. Because that's what's based on it. Because I remember I went home and I was saying to my mommy, I was saying, I don't like nobody to be calling me up and praying for me. And she was saying that, no, I'm not supposed to say that. But I start to explain. Like everybody's already knowing that I'm already hurting, right? And then the worst thing of all is when I wasn't using my married name, and I don't want person to judge me wrong, to say it was my fault not to use it. No, person was just not used to be calling me by my married name. Person's always been used to calling me by my last name. So when I go to church, person will always say Sister Manny. So after now, when I was married, person still didn't call me by my married name. Very few. But majority of the time, I was always Sister Manny. It must be somebody trying to say, all right, what was her last name again? And maybe just run it a joke and call me by my married name. No, it's either Sister Rosie or Sister Manny, right? So it went down to this when my husband left, and I remember, it's like...
When you say left, you mean divorce or?
No, he just vanished. Okay. He vanished. Sometimes I have to wonder if this man was an alien, right? He just vanished. And I remember going to church now, and I remember I was being called up by the name. No, I was getting over things. Maybe getting over things not in the right way, right? Because I started thinking some things, right? And some things that weren't right. But of course, I was getting over things too, right? So there goes a name. I'm being called by the name. It started to let me start to remember all kind of things now. And to remember the man, and to remember the earth, and to remember everything, and say, why me, and the shame and everything. So I asked the question not to be called by the name. Mm-hmm. And I realized that.
And they have to respect that.
And they didn't respect that. Persons did not respect that, because it seems like I became a mockery. Now, saying this now, maybe if those persons here know, they will say that they weren't mocking me. But honestly, I think persons must respect persons' view, because it reached to the nitty-gritty where my pastor at the time, I asked him not to address me by the name because of what I was going through. And I clearly remember that a members meeting was called. And when the members meeting, I was on my way from work. I was really tired. So I was saying, I was going to members meeting at that time. At the time, I was a secretary. So I got the call, and saying meeting was, to be held. And I was saying, I can't make it. When I reach home, the voice said, try and go, man. Try and force and go, because it's members meeting. So I forced myself and went to meeting. When I went to meeting, the meeting starts and everything. My name, it headed the meeting list. So I was the topic of the night. And they draw scriptures to prove that I must be called by the name. I got up in tears and I addressed my pastor and I said, with all due respect, I'm not disrespecting you, but I'm going to take myself out of the meeting. And I left the meeting. And I was so hurt because I clearly asked you not to address me by the name, and you allow someone to tell you to call a meeting.
But you see, the thing
to
is,
address me on the matter. No, you're only stabbing me more. Right. So I went through church hurt, and person that I thought would be around me to help, to hug me up in the spirit. Because it don't have to be a physical hug, but in the spirit, I needed to embrace me. I needed to help me to pray in what I'm going through. I didn't see anyone. The only person I saw from that church was the person I always been talking about, was Evangelist Levine. I'm not ashamed to call her name on this platform. It was only her alone. And I'm going back to say it's not because of a family, but she's there as a mother, she's there as an evangelist, she's there as a church mother. She's clearly walking and doing everything. She's just compact. She's just everything that you can think of in one. A woman of many talents.
But a lot of them won't know the experience that you have gone through.
No.
So when you're telling them that not to call you that name and
I did explain. I didn't just say do not call me by the name. Because me and my pastor at the time, we were very close. And that's for me, I try to be close to my leader. Because I don't want to be a distant child. I try to be close to my leader, right? And love my leaders. Because
in the previous interview that we had before, in part 1, you're talking about the same leader that you're with now?
No.
Okay.
No. So I'm not talking about that leader.
Okay.
But I still love and respect those leaders, right? But because of certain situation and the judging, I just had to take myself away because I wanted to grow. And everything that I've been through, sometimes some person think that, it's choice why she's like this. The devil is coming at us. We are at war. Every single day we are at war. So a lot of persons pounce their foot. It's not because they willingly want to pounce their foot, but come on. We are all flesh. That's why we have to keep in the spirit. And not many persons are strong enough. That's why we need leaders around us. That's why we need church mothers around us to help us to pray. Yeah. Because the song writer said the battle is not ours, it's the Lord, in which is true. You understand? Because the Bible speaks about all of those. God is there for us. But then again, we have to be here to call upon God and to say, God, I need help. And then we need persons around us to pray for the young people and pray for the young people. Now, if young people could have done this on our own, then there would be no young people in church.
Yeah.
We need persons to pray them up, because that's why you have from the lineage going down. You have bishop, you have elders, you have evangelists, you have deacons, missionary. You have everybody that is set and assigned to watch over the flocks of God. That's why God gave all and everybody a title. Owes a title. We are supposed to operate in a title given here on earth. And whether or not too we get titles in church, do the work, but under the respect of the Holy Spirit and the leader of the church. Because sometimes too we think that the Holy Spirit said we must go over Sister Marcia. I'm going to go pray for Sister Marcia. Did God really tell you that you should go over Sister Marcia? or you're gonna go over Sister Marcy and other things is gonna happen because you didn't get a coverage from a bishop and nobody, no other person never walk with you or accompany you. So those are the things, and our church nowadays is lacking all of that, and that's why many of us going to go through church hurt, because we're not mature enough, number one, and we weren't taught the right way to go about things. So we pretend like we have never sinned before. We pretend like we have never went to party before. We see somebody out on the road and they're wearing a short stuff. We start to skin our face. We not even want to go near them. We not even want to stop to share a word, because we feel like we're so high-minded, we're so up here, we're so holy. We don't remember that, we have to go on the highways and the byways. We have to stop and talk to, I could have even arrest a man. I have a Rastafarian in my community that I'm from, and you can't say anything about a leader that was at a church, that was at the church that I was at first. Because that pastor, and that's the same belief and mindset I have. You have to try to I don't know if I should use this word, but let me still use it. I don't know if I should use mix and mingle with everyone, right? Get to know everyone. Because when you get to know persons, then you get to know how to go to them and speak about God. And many a times, I tell you, I'm up the road taking taxi, and me and that gentleman, we turn up and we talk about God. And he always saying to me, boy, Rosie, you're a Christian, but you reason on a different level. And that's the thing, because persons need persons to relate to them as though they want to relate, because a lot of us caught up in certain religion, right? It's not like we don't want to leave, but just when the right person come and speak to that person, that's how they're going to leave, So if we can't continue to be stuck up or to separate ourselves, how are we going to reach out to those kind of persons? There is no way we're going to reach out to those kind of persons.
That's true, Evangelist Mannings, that is true.
Yes.
That is true. And I really accept, and I really glad for the fact too, that you have shared such experience. I can relate to those experiences too. You understand? But on another interview, I will do so. You understand? However, I must say, in spite of you going through your trials, in spite of you maybe going through your experiences, and in spite of you maybe going through a difficult time, in all that you still stand.
That's right. No matter what, I still get up. I may get up back even stronger. Because they come like say me stay down there when me did it, and me just gain energy. So when I always come up, I come back up stronger. That's why I'm happy for my experience, and I'm not ashamed of my testimony. I'm not ashamed of my past. Whatsoever I've been through, I tell you, some person might say me chat too much, but guess what? I'm not gonna chat too much, You see, whatsoever I've been through in my life, it's an experience for myself and for somebody else to hear. Because no matter what you think, say you're down there like frog bottom, you can get up. No matter what you think, say you're down there in the dungeon, you can get up. No matter what you think, say you're down there in the pit, you can get up. Because guess what? You feel like say you're not going to enough palace, God is going to take you from the pit and place you in the palace, because that's where you belong. And that's why I'm continuing to hold in my head, because I want to make it to heaven.
Yes.
Yes, me not give up. No matter what the storm clouds may rock the ship of mine, me not give up. No matter what the world may say, no matter the criticism, no matter the backlash, me not care. To all, you see, to all I faced criticism, me numb to it. I'm numb to it. I don't care. I could be passing and hear you chatting me right now. I don't care. Because it's all about God. And it's maturity too. Because without all those experiences, I wouldn't be mature up to this day. I wouldn't get to understand. No. And I would be puny.
I see.
Yes.
For real. So Evangelist Rosie, I really give God thanks for your experience.
Yes.
You understand? And I know for sure that persons who are watching, you have some persons who are watching who may have gone through the same experience just as you understand, who may be feeling the same hurt just as you. Maybe you went through four of those pregnancies, maybe others out there went through 6, 10, you understand? So you have persons out there who may have gone through less, but they use your experience to say, okay, all right. And then you have the persons out there who have gone through 10, but you are going through 4 can use those persons with the 10 experience.
That's true.
You know, to overcome your problem and your situation. I really give God thanks for Evangelist Manning, and I pray and hope that persons over here who are watching, you know, is, you know, being blessed. You understand? You know, by the words, by the encouraging and everything. Evangelist Manning, I really give God thanks for you being on this platform. You know, and everybody continue to stay tuned. Have a wonderful time, a wonderful day wherever you are. God bless you.